Hi everyone. Today we're going to be going over how information comes into and out of the spinal cord, and then we'll also be looking at the flow of information into and out of the brain. So to start off here, looking at the spinal cord, you can think about the spinal cord being bisected here, with this being the dorsal side, this being the anterior or ventral side. So this tube here is going to represent the spinal nerve root, which is going to carry the afferent and the efferent pathways. We could think about the afferent pathway leading towards the spinal cord, and that's going to be carrying the sensory information into the dorsal side of the spinal cord here. And this little guy here is the dorsal root ganglion, which is just going to be a collection of those sensory neurons in the afferent pathway. And then once the info gets into the spinal cord, it can go up to the brain, and then info can come back out from the brain too, down the spinal cord. So then, to continue with the travel of information, there's going to be interneurons, which are going to communicate between the sensory and the motor neurons, which I'll touch on next. The motor neurons are going to be involved with this efferent pathway, which is going to begin here at the anterior horn of the spinal cord and send motor signals out to the muscles and glands and the rest of the body so that the body can do what it needs to do. So now to take a look at the brain and how information is going to travel here. Okay, so to start off, just with some basic anatomy that's going to be important, the central sulcus is going to be this line right here. And that division is going to help us figure out what's going on with the travel of info, because anterior to that is going to be the motor cortex here, where from the motor cortex in the brain, information is going to travel down to the rest of the body. And then posterior to that central sulcus, we have the somatosensory cortex, where sensory info is going to travel up into the brain that way, after stopping at the thalamus, which is going to act as the relay station for that sensory info.